Hey everyone, Zippy here. Welcome back to the eDiscovery Geek channel. Today we need to talk about hoarding. And look, as a squirrel, I'm not here to judge. Gathering resources is survival. But in the corporate world, IT departments and employees hoard data like winter is always coming. We create files, drop them in chat apps, save drafts to our desktops, and just leave them there forever. Here's the problem. When a lawsuit or regulatory investigation hits, a legal hold enters the room. Suddenly, you can't just tell a judge, I think I buried that file under the third oak tree on the left. You have to find it, you have to freeze it, and you have to collect it defensibly. To do that without losing your mind, or millions of dollars in court penalties, you have to understand the differences between active data, archival data, and backups. Let's break down where the data actually lives and how it impacts preservation. First up, we have active data. Think of this as the acorn sitting right on your kitchen counter. It's the stuff your company uses every single day to keep the business running. This is the data stored on local laptop hard drives, active network shares, and the cloud collaboration apps your team practically lives in, like Slack channels, Microsoft Teams chats, and Salesforce. Active data is great for productivity because it's fast, highly searchable, and easily accessible. But for eDiscovery, it is a minefield. Why? Because active data is constantly changing. It's dynamic. Employees can edit a document 5 minutes from now. They can delete a Slack message. Even worse, many IT departments use automated retention policies that automatically wipe out chat history every 30, 60, or 90 days to save space. If your company is hit with a duty to preserve evidence, and your automatic retention policy deletes those Slack messages, you are looking at potential spoliation, which is just a fancy legal word for destroying evidence. The moment a legal hold is triggered, you have to step in and put a litigation hold on these active environments to freeze them in place before the daily routine overwrites them. What happens when data isn't being used every day, but the company legally or regulatory-wise cannot throw it away? That's where we step down into archival data. Archiving is a deliberate process. IT takes data off the active, expensive kitchen counter and moves it to a cheaper, long-term storage vault. Think compliance repositories, dedicated email archives like Enterprise Vault, or cold cloud storage tiers. From a preservation and collection standpoint, archives are actually an eDiscovery analyst's best friend. Why? Because they are usually immutable. They are read-only. An employee can't just go into a compliance archive and delete an email they regret sending. It's safely locked away with its original metadata intact. Here's the catch. Legacy archives can be incredibly stubborn to deal with. If your organization has been using an old, outdated archiving system for 15 years, searching through it can be painfully slow. If the search indexing is broken, or if the system doesn't export data into standard formats like EML or MSG, your extraction costs are going to skyrocket. It's safe, but digging it out requires the right tools. And finally, we hit the deepest, coldest layer of corporate storage: disaster recovery and backup tapes. If there is one thing I want you to take away from this video, it's this: backups are not archives. Repeat it with me. Backups are not archives. An archive is designed for searching and finding specific documents. A backup is just a giant snapshot of an entire system at a specific moment in time. It exists for one reason only. If the company gets hit by ransomware or a hurricane takes out the data center, IT can use the backup to restore the whole business. These snapshots are often written sequentially onto physical magnetic tapes and shipped off to a secure, climate-controlled underground warehouse. Preserving or restoring data from backup tapes is an absolute nightmare. Because they are written sequentially, you can't just search for emails from John Doe. You have to find the specific tape for that specific week, load it onto specialized legacy hardware, restore the entire server image into a sandbox environment, and then run your search. In eDiscovery, this is the textbook definition of not reasonably accessible data due to undue burden and cost. Under Federal Rule of Civil Procedure 26B-2B, you generally do not have to preserve or search backup tapes unless the requesting party can show good cause, like proving the active data was entirely destroyed, and the tapes are the absolute last resort. So, let's tie it all together. When you are mapping out your preservation strategy, remember the 3 tiers. Active data is on the kitchen counter. It's highly relevant, easy to grab, but incredibly fragile. Preserve it before your auto-delete features of your retention policies get to it. Archival data is locked in the cellar. It's safe and immutable, but you need to know how to navigate the system to get it out efficiently. And backup tapes are frozen deep in the ice cave. They are an emergency safety net, not a filing cabinet. Treat them as a last resort. If you don't know where your organization's data lives across these 3 tiers, your legal hold isn't actually protecting you. You've got to map the landscape before you can secure the acorns. What's the trickiest data source you've ever had to preserve? Let me know in the comments below. Drop a like if you found this video helpful, and hit that subscribe button. I will see you all in the next preservation breakdown. Stay nutty, my friends.